Hey, aloha. Welcome to this introduction to the Hawaii Rangeland Information Portal. My name is Ryan Longman. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the background of the tool and how we got to this point today. So before I get started here, I just want to kick in and introduce the team to you. So myself, I'm at the East West Center. This is a federally funded nonprofit organization on the campus of the University of Hawaii at Manoa. And I have a long history of making rainfall maps and temperature maps and getting data in the hands of folks that can use it for decision support. We also have Sherelle Hugh, who's a master's student at the Natural Resource and Environmental Management program at the University of Hawaii. And she has been working on this project for several years as a researcher and then as a student. Dr. James Pertemera is a professor in oceanography who's helped Sherelle with her developing some of the cyber infrastructure on the portal. And then the other co-investigators on the grant are John Mara from NOAA, Abby Fraser from Clark University, and Christian Giardina from the U.S. Forest Service. Also want to mention that the National Integrated Drought Information System, or NIDIS for short, are the ones who have funded this work, and their mission is to advance drought science and preparedness across the nation. They are kind of responsible for the United States, including Hawaii, Alaska, and the affiliated Pacific Islands. And the way we got hooked up with them is that they wanted to do some more work in Hawaii. So they reached out to us and asked if we'd be able to utilize some funding if they sent it our way. So we pitched an idea and they liked it. And that's how we kind of started this whole process. So I think it's important, again, to see where we come from to how we got to this point today. So I'm going to run you through a quick little timeline here. At the end of 2019, we got a grant from NIDIS to do work in the ranching sector. We kind of got going with that in about mid 2020, kind of looking at some ideas, looking at some data sources. And then we hooked up with Mark Thorne, who had done some work in this space in terms of forage production and kind of modeling how grass will grow under certain rainfall conditions, and started having some conversations with him about how we could utilize some things he had done and perhaps improve upon them. He hooked us up with Carolyn Aviloa at the NRCS, and we started learning about their work on forage production and the tools they were developing. Carolyn introduced us to Nicole Gillespie at the Hawaii Cattlemen's Council, and we started learning about, just the ranching sector and the folks that were involved. And then we participated in a livestock pauhana, which was an opportunity to kind of enter the space and kind of let folks know that we were at least kind of working towards something. Excuse me. So this period was about exploring data and methods, building relationships with federal agencies, local agencies, and actual started to talk to some ranchers, and then testing some methods. At the end of this period, NIDIS, we had a beta product, and NIDIS said, okay, we like this. And we said, well, we need a little more money to, make it better, make it useful. So they gave us another couple of years of funding to kind of, do other things, but also improve upon the HRIP product. In 2022, we attended the Hawaii Cattlemen's Council annual meeting. We were able to demo the tool, and we started getting some direct feedback from ranchers. Then in 2023, we started building in the NRCS 528 tool to the back end of the HRIP product. And that was really gave it the guts we needed to really make it a useful tool. Then we started having some in-person and virtual consultations with ranchers to see what they thought of the tool, look for ways that we could improve it. Then in the fall of 2023, we attended the Cattlemen's Council annual meeting again. We were able to demo it again, have some conversations with folks. And then this period of time was really about outreach to end users, building relationships, continuing to build them, meeting new people, and then refining the method, taking that feedback and building it back into our tools, kind of a co-production approach. And then where we are today is what we're calling a soft launch, because we haven't really advertised this. We're targeting ranchers. We're trying to get the tool in the hands of folks that will need it. And we're also in a period where we'll, take feedback. If you have some ideas or things don't make sense, we want to know about those so that we can advance things and make them better and more useful. We will have an official launch sometime later this year. And then we are actually working on getting some additional funding from NIDIS, and this would give us an opportunity to continue the maintenance of the tool and to make improvements where needed. So this period of time moving forward is about improvements, maintenance, and keeping this available for folks. Just a couple mentions here. The forage production tool, which I mentioned, this is the big lift on NRCS's side and their team. And they're basically using, measuring grass growth relative to the amount of rainfall for different grass types. And then they are using that information to develop these forage production curves that says this grass type will grow this much under a certain amount of rainfall. So that's all kind of built into the tool that Shahril is going to tell you about in a little bit. Also, I want to mention that the rainfall maps that we're using to get that information, it comes from, over a decade of development, thinking of ways to best capture rainfall across the Hawaiian Islands and these really amazing rainfall gradients that we have here. The HCDP, the Hawaii Climate Data Portal, is a very stable place where we can keep these maps and we can keep the tool, and it allows us to have some longevity to the things we're developing. We are leveraging all of the data that we can get our hands on in Hawaii, at a certain quality, but also what's helping is that the Hawaii Mesonet is a new effort to improve the amount of rainfall climate stations across Hawaii. So right now it's about 100 climate stations that are going to go in over a 3-year period. And this is a really big effort, but what it does is it gives us more quality data, which gives us better maps, which gives us better estimates of forage growth, which gives folks on this call a better idea of how they might, manage their resources. So on the next video, Shahril is going to demonstrate the HRIP tool and show you the features that are available on it and walk you through, ways that, you might be able to utilize it. So this video is just to kind of give you some context of how we got here. But really, the good stuff is the next video. So I encourage you to watch that. And on that, I'm going to say mahalo and acknowledge a few folks that have been with us along the way. Thank you very much.